Hello everyone. Yeah, I got a haircut and it's really cold here, so I'm wearing a jacket. But for today's fun fact of origami, um, we're going to be learning about origami paper, like this sheet over here. And yes, I know this is a lot of text, but stick with me. Origami paper, often referred to as kami. I actually just call it origami paper, but if you want to call it kami, go ahead. Kami is Japanese for paper, is sold in prepackaged squares of various sizes, ranging from 1 inch, which I've never seen before, to 25 centimeters, 10 inches or more. So I've seen 10-inch paper, and I've actually seen some sheets of paper that are as large as like 20 by 20 inch, but I've never gotten any of those. The largest I've gotten was 10 inch. It is commonly colored on one side and white on the other. Like I have this over here that's I guess peach on one side and white on the other. And however, dual colored and pattern versions exist and can be used effectively for color changed models. And yeah, those uh those papers do exist. I don't have pattern papers, but I have dual colored papers that are like front and back the same color or front and back different colors. Origami paper weighs slightly less than copy paper, making it suitable for a wider range of models. So adding on to this, it's also actually slightly thinner, which makes it easier to fold with. And for like especially more intricate models like the ancient dragon, you really need stuff like tissue foil, which is a sheet of aluminum foil with tissue on both sides in order to fold it really, really well. And yeah, that's today's fun fact. All right, guys, it's time to learn a very cool model that looks like it's impossible. Two interlocking rings from one sheet of paper. Yes, this actually is pure origami, and I'm here to teach you guys. This is like a magic trick because people usually think it's impossible that you can actually fold like this, and I'll prove them wrong. So to fold this model, it's actually not that hard. You need a 1/6 inch sheet of paper or anything. And the first step will be to fold in half diagonally. Try to make your fold as precise as possible so in the end it looks good. Now unfold, rotate, and repeat on this side. This model isn't that difficult, and I feel like the locking mechanism would be the hardest step. Now fold, make sure the open ends are facing away from you. Fold one edge up to the top like that. We're making a triangle base. Now turn over and repeat with the other flat. Make sure to turn over first. Now, my paper got stuck for some reason. Now open the middle big pocket and just push the two ends together like that and flatten it. Oh yeah, and then if your paper wasn't neat enough, just try to straighten it out. And then fold this point down to the bottom like that and fold it back up like that. And then turn over and fold the bottom edge up. Now completely unfold. A quick way to do this is just to literally grab these and start pulling apart. And then, yeah. Now comes, I wouldn't call this difficult, but definitely annoying. So fold, basically, take two of these sides and fold them at once, and you'll notice that this sticks up. And then do the same thing on all of the sides. So you kind of have a square with four pointy, a square with 4 points sticking up from the sides. And then turn over and do the same thing, and you'll notice that the points get longer. This is called pleat sinking, and it's a step used to, and it's something used to basically thin out flaps and make them easier to work with. And then now after you've done that, you might notice that sometimes the fold gets a bit unneat. Just straighten that out, or messy, I guess. And then do the same thing with the last part and push it all together like that. Now you notice that the 4 points sticking up are kind of hard to work with. Turn over and then kind of just push it together like that. And try to push it together alongside the folds that are already there. Just like that. Now flatten. And then what you're going to do is open the back again or just take two flaps that are opposite of each other and kind of hold close to the middle and then pull like this so that these 2 points come together. Now you have scissors and flatten one of them like that and the other way like that, so it turns into an X. Once again, you have scissors and you flatten the first part this way and then you flatten the back the opposite way, so you have an X shape. Now you may if you want to just stick it in like that, but I'm going to show you guys a locking mechanism, and this step is optional, but I find that it really helps hold the model together right here and right there. So the first step of this locking mechanism is to turn it so that and take the shorter end of one of the models and make sure it's in the back and just fold this edge up like that and flatten. And then do the same thing on the longer end, which is right here. Oh yeah, also a tip, try to make my your paper match mine so it's easier to see what I'm talking about. And then the next step is to open this and just squash it. Basically just bring this point down to there while opening the middle, and then try to make sure no whites are showing, or at least as less as you can. And you'll notice that this is that mine's a bit like messy on one of the sides. I'll just quickly fix that, and then do the same thing on this side. Just open and then squash the fold. And now take the shorter end of the model and just fold the top layer up like that, and take the other longer end and do the same thing. And then on the longer end, unfold and then just mount and fold it behind so that it's tucked in like that. And make sure to tuck in it completely or the locking mechanism won't hold. Now, this step is kind of weird. Fold the longer end over to the shorter end so they're basically so they're now the same length. And then take the open part of the shorter end and stick it into the closed part of the longer end like that. Basically, what we're doing is locking it together, and this is what it looks like. And flatten. Now fold these two layers upward and then unfold and open. Let me quickly do the step so I can show you guys what it looks like. So basically, if it doesn't lock correctly, just stick it in again and try to really get the paper deep inside. And now open the model. I'm gonna do this off camera really quick so I can get it right. And just open the model from the middle pocket and reverse fold it. Basically just tuck these in. Oh, and before I continue, I should say that the shorter end should have been the one folded inward. So quickly fix that and then pull out the longer end. I find that doing this doesn't really matter, but I find that it becomes easier later on to lock the models. So I just do that. Okay, like that. And then again, fold it over and slip it inward. And then now here, open the bottom so that it's in the middle pocket like that. And then reverse fold these two flaps. So basically just tuck them inside like that. And that should lock the model together. Because it's origami, you shouldn't be pulling too hard. But if it ever comes apart like it just did, just redo the fold, and you might have to actually do it a few times just to make sure it locks correctly. But once it does, just don't yank on it or it's going to probably come apart again. This lock is one of the is actually a pretty decent lock since it shouldn't come apart on its own unless in the middle of the folding process, which it sometimes does. There, now that was a good reverse fold. And now all you have to do is just flip it apart like that and just simply widen it out. And now that just keep it flat for now, and as we'll fold the next one. So turn it over. That's an important step. And then do the exact same thing. Once again, fold it up and up like that. And then squash fold and squash fold like that. And then with the longer end, fold it up, and the shorter end, just fold it up, unfold, and fold it in. If you're wondering why I'm folding it up first, it's because it becomes way easier to fold instead of having to just eyeball it to fold it in. And once it's tucked in, flatten it, and then fold the longer end over to the shorter end. And then if in case you missed the other one, the way you tuck it in is to just take the white here and just slip it into the pocket that the closed one makes. Now, once you do that, try to really bring it together. As you can see, I didn't. Now, once you do that, just fold up like that, increase really sharply, unfold, open the model, and then and then just do a reverse fold like that and flatten. And then now try opening the ring. And this one only took one try to do, so I guess I got lucky. And open the other one, which came apart for me. And yeah, you have to mess with it a few times in order to get it correct. But on this model, on this one, I actually got it right the first time. So yeah, this is what it looks like after I've opened it and kind of just straightened it out a bit. And I think it looks pretty cool. There's actually also a 4 interlocking rings with this model, which I spent like 40 minutes on and then couldn't fold because you need foil paper for this. And there's even an 8 interlocking rings, which is just really, really hard. But that's all for now. You can use this model to amaze your friends, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.